All right, Shalom. I want to start off, as always, man, by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Bracha HaKodash. The one is unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity, and also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this lesson, man, I wanted to say a few words about World War III and just how tension around the world is continually to increase amongst these nations and how different alliances are being formed according to prophecy. Okay? Nothing that we're seeing, nothing that we are experiencing in this time, man, is not just, random. Okay? Everything is calculated according to prophecy, and the Most High God is working. All right? As the world is focusing in on, folly and holidays and stuff like that, rap beef or whatever it may be, the Most High God is working, all right? And for those of us who are in the faith, it is our job to watch out for these prophecies, man, and to stay on our toes, so to speak, right? To be circumspect, to make sure that we're keeping up with what Yahweh Ba'ashim is doing in the planet Earth, all right? So I have two videos here pulled up from We On News. I have both videos sped up just for time's sake, man, but I wanted to get into these videos and then also get into some scriptures, get into a few words, and I'll close out. So without further ado, man, first video here from We On News, it says World War III alliances are firming up. Russia, Iran, China pitted against Ukraine, Israel. And according to prophecy, all right, these nations will be in alliances, all right, against Babylon the Great, okay, against the West, so to speak, right, but really against Babylon the Great, okay. So I'll play this video here, and then I'll move on to the next one. So here we go.
The world today is witnessing two wars, the one between Israel and Hamas and the one between Ukraine and Russia. But it looks like these two wars are crossing into each other. We've seen in the past how alliance formations are harbingers of global wars, both in World War I and World War II. But which are the new alliances now? Will the recent defense deals get us closer to the next war? Let me decode this for you. The US, Israel, and Ukraine are in talks to supply Kiev with up to 8 Patriot air defense systems. These will first be sent from Israel to the US and then to Ukraine. Well, the deal would mark a shift in Israel's ties with Moscow. The supply of the Patriot...
Now look at that. You have Israel sending, weapons to Ukraine, right, to back the Ukrainians against the Russians, okay? And that move, right, could lead to Ezekiel 38 being fulfilled, which Ezekiel 38 is already in process, all right? It's already in process, man. But these kind of moves that's being done by those small hats over there, right, with the backing of America, could speed up the judgment, all right, that's written for that landmass, because the Most High God is going to destroy the land of Israel, all right? But it will be built back up according to prophecy, but that fire has to cleanse that land, right? Last month, in June, they had the so-called, Pride Month, Pride Parade, and over in Tel Aviv, right? They have the biggest, gayest parade in the world over in the Holy Land, okay? This is complete madness. But this move by Israel could very well, right, speed up their judgment of being destroyed, okay, which is according to prophecy. So here we go.
Patriot missiles would represent a major change in Ukraine's defensive capabilities. In May 2023, an Israeli-made missile alert system began operating in Kiev against Moscow. However, Israel has denied selling weapons to Ukraine. In 2023, two Israeli companies got licensed to sell electronic warfare systems with a range of 40 kilometers that were used against Russian drone attacks. While Israel is also reportedly using third countries to conceal its bias towards Ukraine. And one such report said that the Israeli Ministry of Security was selling arms to Poland, which were then delivered to Kiev. So you see here how the arms from Israel is being transferred to Kiev through Poland. And all this is only strengthening Ukraine's defense arsenal. Well, in October last year, former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev warned Israel against providing weapons to Ukraine, threatening that any move to strengthen Kiev's arsenal would severely damage bilateral ties between Russia and Israel. And rightly so. If the weapons transactions continue between Israel and Ukraine, then Russia may go against Israel, which is facing multiple battles right now, from the one in Gaza with the Hamas militants to the Hezbollah in Lebanon, which is backed by Iran. Now, Russia has already dragged the war in Ukraine for more than 2 years. It has major military ties with several countries in West Asia, including Israel's arch-enemy Iran, which has helped Moscow in its war on Ukraine and is backing Hamas and Hezbollah that are at war with Israel since the Gaza war started. Well, Iran and Russia entered into a new level of military cooperation this year. In return for Iranian missiles, Russia sent its high-tech weaponry to Tehran. Iran recently provided Russia with about 400 powerful surface-to-surface ballistic missiles. A major portion of the arms was said to be short-range tactical ballistic missiles from the Fateh 110 family, such as the Zulfagar. Iran has also supplied Russia with munitions, artillery shells, and drones. The Iranian kamikaze drone Shahid 101 was used by Iran-backed militias against US forces in West Asia, which were used by Russia on Ukraine. Well, in exchange for all of this, Iran will get Russian Su-35 fighter jets as well as Mi-28 attack helicopters.
Right, now we know, according to prophecy, right, that Iran, okay, will be in alliance with Russia, all right? That's in prophecy, man. Iran is known as Persia in the Holy Bible, okay? Most people don't know that. But Iran is known as Persia. They are the Persians, okay? I'm sure, you know, brothers and sisters out there heard about the Medo-Persian Empire, right? The Iranians, they are the Persians, okay? And according to Ezekiel 38, Russia will be a guard unto them, right? This is why their alliance is so strong, man. This is why Iran hasn't been taken down yet as a nation. Out of all of the countries that are in the Middle East, they are the only ones who have been, you know, taken down by Babylon the Great. And the reason being is because they're backed by Russia. See, Babylon has taken down, you know, Syria and Iraq and all these other countries, right? Syria. But they haven't taken down Iran yet. And the reason being is because of Russia. They know that if they were to truly send, you know, a military into Iran, right, invade Iran, Russia will back them. And guess what? China going to back Russia, and North Korea going to back them, and so on and so forth. It will lead to bloodshed, right? But we're seeing the buildup to this, okay? This is what we're witnessing right now, the buildup to World War III, okay? Why would they title this title, man? World War III alliances are firming up. Russia, Iran, China, pitted against Ukraine, Israel. See, they put in question marks because they're not sure, so-called. Or maybe they want to just, you know, have the people in doubt. But there's no doubt about it, man, of what's happening on planet Earth amongst these nations, bro. It's clear that they're picking sides right now, right? Just like how Jake is with this rap beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, right? You got Jake's picking sides, Well, they're picking sides on a world stage, man. These nations are making alliances, right? Beefing up each other military. They're doing drills together, and they're preparing for war. This isn't a game. This shit is fucking real, dog. They're really getting ready for World War III, the War of Armageddon, man. While the world is playing around, BSing around, the Most High God getting ready to make some stuff happen, man. And so for us as believers, we have to be locked in, man. Truly locked in, okay? Because it's going to get shaky very soon, all right? So I'll finish out this clip here. Here we go.
Russia is not only strengthening its ties with Iran, but also with China and North Korea. In March this year, the navies of China, Iran, and Russia conducted joint drills in the Gulf of Oman. This was the fifth common military exercise in recent years after signing the No Limits Partnership. Both China and Russia have increasingly utilized joint military exercises to assert their presence and capabilities in the face of the West. Meanwhile, with North Korea, Russia entered into a mutual defense treaty just a few months ago, and it has the following parameters. Number one, cooperation on wide range of issues, including mutual military support, military assistance to each other in the event of an attack. Not only this, also provide technological assistance. Currently, North Korea is believed to possess nuclear weapons but lacks crucial missile guidance systems, cutting-edge warhead design, and re-entry vehicle technology. And in all these areas is where Russia could be of help to North Korea. Well, all these are pointing towards a further expansion of wartime military cooperation that could perhaps evolve into formal war alliances. On one side, there's Ukraine, the West, led by the US, and now possibly Israel. On the other hand, there's Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran. A defense pact with Russia can embolden North Korea to expand its nuclear weapons program. This will make South Korea, Japan, and the US join forces against North Korea. Well, cooperation with North Korea and Russia can embolden China to flex its muscles in South China Sea, making other countries in the Indo-Pacific region to join forces against Beijing. Well, alliances are firming up. This is very similar to the situation ahead of World War I and World War II. Alliance formations are more evidence that we are closer than ever to World War III. Well, what do you think of this? Let me know in the comments below.
Well,
at least 7 Palestinians have been killed.
It's not about what we think. What does the Bible say? Okay? It ain't what we think or how we feel. What does prophecy say? According to prophecy, World War III will happen. Okay? It will happen, man. And the reason being is because the Most High God wants to use those ICBM missiles. Okay? That's one of the main reasons why. It's for the Most High God to use those ICBM missiles and bring destruction to Babylon the Great America, man. All right? And to other parts of the world, but mainly to Babylon, right? To destroy this place, man. For all of his sins against the Lord. All right? Now, this is another video here from WeOn News. It says China rehearses hitting U.S. fighter jet bases. New satellite images show. All right? So this video also here is sped up a little bit. All right? For time's sake. But hopefully you can hear everything and see what China has been rehearsing. All right? They're rehearsing these things, man. Eventually, it's going to get real, right? So here we go.
Let's now shift focus to China. It appears to be rehearsing for war with the US. Damning new satellite images showing China bombing models of American fighter jets as part of a rehearsal of a military assault. The satellite images taken over a remote desert area in northwest China show massive scorch marks next to low-tech models of what look like F-35s and F-22s. These are some of the most advanced jets used by the US Army. The question is China rehearsing shooting them down? It sure looks like it. The Chinese military has built these models of American fighter jets apparently to use as target practice. That's not all. The photos show a long runway with several scorch marks at the top end. It's not clear what weapons were used to leave such a mark, but as per the British newspaper, The Times, it looks like precision missiles were used. The location is also important. The drills took place in Taklamakan Desert, located in Xinjiang province. This province, as we know by now, is already home to China's military testing. Around 3 years ago, it was revealed that China had built up models of an American Ford-class aircraft carrier for similar purposes. What is all this in preparation of, is the question. Is China preparing to go to war? We know that there has been comprehensive overhaul of the Chinese military ever since President Xi Jinping came to power. The People's Liberation Army was already the largest in the world. But since Xi Jinping came to power in 2012, China now has a navy that has surpassed the United States in terms of crude number of ships. It is also expected to be 50% larger by 2035. Sure, the US still has the largest fleet with 11 aircraft carrier groups and has a global reach beyond China's capacity. China is starting to catch up, though. And what's more, China is also believed to be planning a third sea trial later this week for its first domestically built aircraft carrier, the Fujian. As far as air forces is concerned, China is still thought to be lagging behind America, both in numbers and also in advanced avionic equipment. Which brings us back to satellite images. The main purpose of the new drills seems to be to test improvements.
Real quick, it doesn't matter what China lacks, all right? They're partners, all right? Like Russia, Iran and others, they can make up for what they lack and vice versa, right? So they just don't have to have everything, Russia can make up for some of that. Iran can make up for some of that, all right? This is why they make alliances for, to make each other strong, right? Just as those European countries came together, right? NATO, they all came together to what? Be strong. Because as individuals, countries, okay, they couldn't take on the USSR. But as one, right, so-called, making one alliance, they can go against the USSR, right? In which that's why they came together, So it doesn't matter what they lack. That don't matter. Everything gonna be brought to the table according to prophecy, man, by everybody, So here we go.
In missile technology, an area that China has reportedly neglected over the years. Why is that, you ask? It's because the section within the Chinese military responsible for missile technology, known as the Rocket Force, has been at the heart of corruption allegations. But Xi Jinping has recently cracked down on corruption within the PLA ranks by ordering investigation and purge. No one should be surprised if China has started testing its missiles once again. It also comes at a time when China looks ready to invade Taiwan. Beijing has, on numerous occasions, declared its intent to reunite Taiwan with the mainland. In doing so, Beijing has never renounced the use of force to bring Taiwan under its control. In fact, on Tuesday, a Chinese military drone was seen hovering near an airport on a remote island in Taiwan. The drone was spotted around 5 nautical miles from Matsu's Nangan airport, and it stayed there, by the way, for about 20 minutes. Taipei's military and local media saying that caused delays to flights in Taiwan. The possibility of China invading Taiwan has created tensions between the US and China. Of course, who can forget how former US House Representative Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan in 2022 triggered a fiery response from China. A quick recap. Pelosi visited Taiwan in defiance of Chinese warnings for the trip to not take place. China launched war games near the island to show its protest and anger. China's military fired missiles over Taipei, flew waves of drones over some of Taiwan's islands, sailed warships across the median line of the Taiwan Strait, and surrounded the island in what Taiwan's military said amounted to a practice blockade.
Right, so that's pretty much it on this video as well, man. Okay, but these things will lead to World War III, okay? And it's going to lead to those ICBM missiles being shot off, right? So now I get into these precepts here, and I'll show you why I titled this lesson, The Whistling of an Arrow, right? So, first scripture I have pulled up here is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and the 10th verse, right? And it reads here, it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Now, it's going to come as a thief in the night unto those who are not watching, those who are not sober spiritually, right? They will get caught as a thief in the night. But for those of us who are looking for the day of the Lord, it won't catch us by surprise, Lord willing, right? It says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also, and the works that are therein, right, like adultery, homosexuality, bestiality, those works, right, shall be burnt up. But the point that I want to focus in on, right, when it says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, right? Now, going to this word here, great noise, in the Greek.
Strong's G 4500. Hroidzedon. Hroidzedon.
Right? It says with a loud noise, right? And that's going to be by way of the missiles, okay? But I wanted to go into the Vine's Expository Dictionary, right? If you click on this here, and the Strong's number is 4500, right? Strong's G 4500. It says noise, right? It says the whistling of an arrow. That's where I get the title from. The whistling of an arrow. It's not just the whistling of an arrow. The Lord is going to actually use the ICBM missiles, right, which are shaped like arrows, by the way, to bring this great noise, right? This great destruction, okay? It says signifies with the rushing sound as of roaring flames, right? And is used in 2 Peter 3 and 10 of the future passing away of the heavens, all right? So the whistling of an arrow, right? In prophecy, the Lord speaks about the arrows that he's going to use to bring judgment upon the world, but especially unto Babylon the Great. So the first precept I want to get into here is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, starting at the 12th verse, right? It says, the earth quaketh in the foundation thereof, the sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. What is the bow representing? If you have a bow and arrow or ever seen a bow and arrow, you know the bow is used, right, pretty much to launch the arrow. So in today's time, that bow would be the nuclear silos, right, that holds the missiles, right? So it says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, all right? This different tension, hold up, Salakia. This
Word to Kiev. So you see here how the arms
this tension you see in the earth, right? These different alliances being made by these nations is going to lead, right, unto these arrows being shot into the ends of the world. Now, we all know that you cannot shoot an actual bow and arrow to the other side of the planet Earth, okay? I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how many, protein, creatine shakes you take. I don't care how many, steroid pills you're on. Your behind cannot shoot a bow and arrow from Florida, right? From Florida or New York unto Africa or Europe. You can't do that. But something can reach that far, and they're known as ICBM missiles, right? Intercontinental ballistic missiles, meaning what? These weapons have the capability of traveling from one continent to another, all right? And this is what the prophet Ezra is speaking about, man. The Lord showed him, and he saw these arrows being shot by the Lord, and not only being shot by the Lord, they hit their targets, okay? They're not going to miss. So it doesn't matter what kind of defense system that America has or any country. But in particular, Babylon the Great, because this place is destined to be bombarded by ICBM missiles, man. Also the land of Israel, okay? That land will be destroyed, but it will be built back up according to prophecy, man, okay? But the Most High God has to cleanse that land of the filth that's being done in it right now, okay, by the small hats and all the other heathen that's over there, man, okay? But these arrows will be shot by the Lord when World War III go down. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, NLT Bible, and the 13th verse. It says, because of the Lord's Yahweh anger, Babylon will become a deserted wasteland, right? Oh my goodness. So the Most High is pissed. He's pissed at Babylon, man. He's going to judge this place so bad that it's going to be a deserted wasteland, right? And you had this guy, Charleston White, talking about when the white man going to get his karma? When America going to get her karma? Her karma is written, nigga. You just don't know the scriptures. But her karma is written to be a deserted wasteland, right? It says, all who pass by will be horrified and will gasp at the destruction they see there, right? Destruction. That's what's coming to Babylon. It says, yes, prepare to attack Babylon, all you surrounding nations. Let your archers shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord Yahweh. So no arrows will be spared when it comes to judging Babylon the Great, right? Keep in mind, the Lord wants to turn his place into a deserted wasteland. So he's going to let everything get shot off and make sure that the proper amount of missiles hit this country to totally destroy it, man. Okay? From sea to shining sea, right? It's going to be destroyed. And for you people who want to celebrate, the 4th of July, and your firecrackers and all that, well, the Lord got firecrackers too, okay? He got them Thundercats. As a kid, I used to love them Thundercats, man. The sound of a Thundercat firecracker. I used to love it, man. Yeah, man, but the Lord got them Thundercats. He got them Thundercats ready, man, to get loose, all right? To hit Babylon the Great, he shall spare no arrows, man, okay? Now, moving on here to Joel chapter 2, starting at verse 1, it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. And this is what the prophets are doing, man. The men of the Lord are commanded to sound an alarm in Zion, right? That's what we're doing, man. When we preach the gospel, we're sounding an alarm, letting you know what does say Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Now, whether you hear or forbear, that's up to the Lord. But we are commanded to speak just as the Lord told Ezekiel, man. I want you to tell them whether they hear you or they don't, go out there and tell them. So that's our job, all right? It says, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there had not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Now, as I read on, you will find out that what Joel is talking about is not actual people, all right? He's referring to those missiles, okay, the ICBM missiles. He is referring to them like unto a great army, okay? And as I read on, you will find it out, okay? It says, verse 3, a fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burned. So this first line lets you know that they ain't talking about actual people, man. These are the missiles, okay? The missiles, man. It says, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, right? Which is really going into Babylon, the Great, okay? It says, and behind them, a desolate wilderness. So once these missiles make impact upon Babylon the Great, once they make impact, they're going to leave behind them a desolate wilderness. It says, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Now keep in mind, back in Jeremiah, it says what? That Babylon will become a deserted land. And how will the Lord do that? By way of the missiles, okay? It says, verse 3, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. And as horsemen, so shall they run. So they're not actual horses or in an actual, army, right? As in, men marching, but it's the missiles, man. This is how Joel's seeing it in the vision, right? It says, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoured the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array, all right? As a strong people set in battle array. So they're not an actual people, okay, that Joel is seeing. It says, before their face the people shall be much pain, all faces shall gather blackness. Meaning what? When these missiles get shot off, okay, and when they get ready to make impact, people are going to be terrified, all right? You can only imagine the feeling that will go through people's body once these missiles get shot off, once they see them and hear them coming through the atmosphere, man. This is why Joel's saying what he's saying. But I want to get a different translation here. I want to read the New KJV. It says, before them the people writhe in pain, all faces are drained of color. They're going to be terrified, right? You ever seen, on a Looney Tunes, right, watching Cartoon Network, when them characters get afraid or they get frightened, they lose all their color, man, and become pale because they're frightened. Well, it's in that sense, right, that this is how they will feel in the spirit, man. NLT says, fear grips all the people. Every face grows pale with terror, right? Once the missiles get shot off, man, that's how it's going to be, bro. All game plan, right? Joking, TikTok videos, Instagram reels, right? Going to the club, gang banging, all that going to stop immediately, okay? It's going to stop immediately, man. Pride parades, right? Going to college, going to work, taking your kids to the park, all of that going to stop immediately once the missiles get shot off, right? NIV says what? At the sight of them, meaning what? At the sight of the missiles, nations are in anguish. Every face turned pale, right? The whole world, everybody, the whole world is going to stop. The whole world going to stop once those missiles get shot off. And game playing going to be out the window, player. This is serious, man. The Most High is, bro, this is serious business, man. So Joel says once again, before their face the people shall be much pain, all faces shall gather blackness, right? And you know what? That reminds me of Isaiah, right? Isaiah chapter 13 pretty much says the same thing. Isaiah 13 and verse 6, right? It says, this is NLT Bible, scream in terror, for the day of Yahweh has arrived, the time for the Almighty to destroy. So he says, scream in terror. Don't you know that we are about to meet the Lord Yahweh Shai and actually see the angels of the Lord, right? The glory. This finna be crazy, bro. Like, this finna really be crazy, right? Yahweh Shai finna actually come back and show you why he is King of Kings and Lord of Lords, okay? He's going to really bring people to their knees, man, just at the sight of him, okay? This is why, look, you think Isaiah just saying this in vain, you know? He's seeing this in a vision. he's seeing it. Look, it was terrifying to him. It was terrifying to Isaiah, man. He says, every arm is paralyzed with fear. Every heart melts and people are terrified. Isaiah is actually seeing people in this vision, man, terrified. They're shooken up at the sight of Yahweh Shai, man, at the sight of the angels, okay? And for you people out there, all right, who are not that learned, all right, angel just means messenger, okay? That's all it means. It doesn't mean, okay, some naked white baby or some naked white man, you know, floating on a cloud. No. No, no, no. Angel means messenger, okay? Now we know according to the scriptures that angels can take on the form of a man, right? They can appear in that manner. But who truly knows how they're going to appear, man? You don't know. You don't know. They coming from the heavens, bro. Like, they coming from the spiritual realm. Bro, you know, Paul said he couldn't even put into words what he saw. He couldn't put it into words, man. What Paul saw, that's coming to our realm for us to see. And it's gonna mess people up, man. It's gonna mess people up, bro. Because for so long, people have scoffed the Bible, right? Oh, God is fake, you know, Sky Daddy, you know, all these little jokes, you know, playing around, you know, it's all fun and games. But when this happened, right? When this happened, people are gonna boo-boo themselves, okay? It says pains of anguish grip them, like those of a woman in labor. They look helplessly at one another, right? People gonna be looking around. They're gonna be looking around at each other, man, knowing that they can't do nothing to save themselves, right? They can't do nothing to save themselves, man. That's how it's gonna be. All games, you know, playing around, TikTok, that shit gonna be out the window, player. Once Yahweh Shai show up, man, this is serious. They look helplessly at one another, their faces aflame with fear. Okay, they're gonna be terrified, right? So going back to Joel, verse 7 now, it says, they shall run like mighty men, right? He's talking about the missiles, right? They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march every one in his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Meaning what? These missiles are going to go directly where the Heavenly Father wants them to go. Okay? That's why it says back in 2 Ezra 16, right, that his arrows that he shoot are sharp and shall not miss. They're going to hit their actual targets, man. Wherever the Lord wants them to go, they're going to go there, right? It says, neither shall one thrust another, so they won't be all clumsy in the sky, right? Once they get shot in the atmosphere, they won't malfunction or have some kind of, technical issue. No, that ain't going to happen. The Lord is going to his spirit is going to overtake those missiles, man. And he going to take control of it, right? To make sure that they don't thrust one another. It says, they shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded, right? Meaning what? When they encounter another missile from a defense system, right? They won't, break off or, be destroyed. They're going to go right to where they need to go, okay? Now, if you go into this word here, sword, in Joel 2:8, right? If you go into the word sword here, this is H7973. The word is shalach, right? Shalach. And the definition says what? Weapon, missile, sprout. Missile, weapon, sprout, shoot. What it says here, a strong definition, a missile attack. Hey man, you would have to be a fool to deny these scriptures, bro. How did Joel and them know about this? Since they were just, some old goat herders who didn't know nothing, right? As these atheists like to say, oh, them men were just goat herders. They didn't know nothing about nature and nothing, There was hallucinating, right? That's the word Esau used. Those so-called prophets, they was hallucinating, Okay. Okay. All right. Keep thinking that. So once again, it says, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So it doesn't matter if they encounter another missile or anything. They're going to go right through it to hit their target, man. It says, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run up on the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. Verse 10 says, the earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. So once these missiles get shot off, they hit, right? The earth is going to quake, man. That's how devastating that destruction going to be. And the mushroom cloud and the ashes will literally block out the sun, the moon, right? The stars will be blotted out, man. From the dust and the soot, all that's going to be shot up in the sky, bro. It's going to be crazy, okay? It's going to be crazy. That destruction is going to be wild, all right? Isaiah 24. The earth shall rear to and fro. Let me see. Let me start here at verse 18, right? Verse 18 says, this NLT, it says, those who flee in terror will fall into a trap, and those who escape the trap will be caught in a snare. Destruction falls like rain from the heavens. The foundation of the earth shake, right? Those missiles, man, they're going to fall like rain. Yeah. And the foundation of the earth shake. It says the earth has broken up. It has utterly collapsed. It is violently shaken. Why? Because the missile is going to hit. The earth staggers like a drunk. It trembles like a tent in a storm. It falls and will not rise again. Meaning what? Babylon is going to fall ultimately. Esau. They're going to fall and not rise again. Right? It says, for the guilt of its rebellion is very heavy. Right? And Babylon is a complete rebellion against the Lord. Complete rebellion. Right? And so the Most High going to judge his country, man. He's going to judge Esau. It's going to be devastating, right? Verse 11, it says, Joel 2:11, and the Lord Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army. So these missiles, right? These missiles are the army of the Most High, man. So the Lord got his son Yahweh shot the angels, that's his army. Then the children of Israel, that's his army. And the missiles are also his army, man. So how the Lord gonna lose? He can't lose. He can't lose, man. It says, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executed his word. So this is the Most High word, man. He wants to destroy Babylon the Great. He wants to use those missiles, man. The world is terrified of ICBM missiles being used. Not the Lord. He ain't terrified by it. Like, he's not shook up. Oh my God, you know. No. This is what the Lord wants, man. It says, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is great and very terrible. And who can abide it, right? It's going to be crazy, okay? It's going to be crazy, man. It says, NLT, the Lord is at the head of the column. He leads them with the shout. So the Lord is going to direct these missiles, man. He's going to lead them and make sure they hit their targets. It says, this is his mighty army, and they follow his orders, right? They're going to do what the Lord said to do. The day of the Lord is an awesome, terrible thing. Who can possibly survive? The elect will, right? And some more people will survive it, right? Everybody's not going to die, but a great number of people will not survive this great destruction, man. Okay, that's coming to Babylon the Great, America, right? And other parts of the world, but mainly Babylon. She will be engulfed in flame. Last precept I close out, this Baruch chapter 4, and verse 30, it says, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall, right? Miserable are you people, man. You Edomites, okay? All you heathen nations. But in particular, you Edomites, man. You are miserable. And you don't even know it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But in the back of your mind, you just know one day these so-called black folks, these so-called Latino folks gonna rise up against us and get us. That's in the back of your mind. Every Edomite. Once they find out about slavery, okay, and the history of their forefathers, some of their spirit just say, oh man, they're gonna get us, man. Yeah, he gonna get you, nigga. But the Lord gonna get you first, right? It says, miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy son, right, man? Working in your cities, Esau. And you paying us crumbs, right? You paying us crumbs, man. So miserable are these cities, right? Houston, Dallas, Miami, New York City, Los Angeles, all these cities. Miserable, man. Because the Most High God going to judge you. It says, verse 33, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin, right? Y'all rejoiced taking down the children of Israel, man. That's in Revelation chapter 11. You rejoice, man, right? Lamentation chapter 2, verse 15 on down. You was glad at our ruin, man. It says, and was glad at thy fall. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. Okay? And this is the day that we're all looking for, man. It's for this great American pride to be brought down low, right? You people so-called celebrated the 4th of July. You know, you try to act like the American spirit is still strong. And you had Glenn Beck do a lesson, a video talking about can America be saved? Lord will not get a chance to respond to that video. All right. But no, nigga, it's over with. Why do these Edomites think America just going to bounce back, bro? She had her time. She had her time, bro. Now it's time to go, right? Last verse here, it says, for fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, right? And we read how that fire is going to come by the missiles. It says, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time, right? And this should lead you to what? Revelation chapter 18, right? Verse 1 and 2. Isaiah 34, Isaiah 13, Jeremiah 50, 51, right? What is it? Zephaniah 2, I believe, right? Speaks about how this country is going to be inhabited by devils, right? Meaning different animals, right? It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, man. So, Lord willing, those other five, man, just wanted to respond to these two videos here, all right, concerning World War III, man. Things are constantly heating up, but Lord willing, those other five, man, I'm going to close out here. I praise Yahweh by Shem Shai, by Shem Chakadash. Shalom.